12月11日，美洲航空遗产基金会与美华友好协会在圣地亚哥中途岛号航空母舰博物馆举办“铭记英雄”系列活动，纪念飞虎队80周年及二战时期美国援华空军图片展。中国驻洛杉矶总领事张平应邀出席了此次纪念活动。参加本次活动还有飞虎队少尉 James E. Bryan 的后代、退休的美国海军指挥官 David Coates、中美航空遗产基金会常务委员 Ned Kinsner、中美航空遗产基金会成员、美国美华友好协会成员以及张素九、陆强、于清、李济、许绍礼、彭兰林等侨界代表。活动开始以中国国歌与美国国歌在中途岛号博物馆内奏响。在这个中美关系严峻的时刻，两国人民一起进行如此庄重而又严肃的致敬仪式，显得格外的珍贵。
尤其是在当前，中美关系处在一个关键的时刻，我觉得我们两国更应该这个维护好，一起维护好和平那么妥善处理两国之间的这些分歧避免使两国关系陷入一种冲突或者对抗。那么我想，我在讲话里边也说到，习主席和拜登不久前举行了这个视频的会议，那么双方也都表示要加强沟通要采取建设性的方式来管控分歧避免冲突对抗。那么这次视频会议也对中美关系的发展指明了方向所以我想我们都应该中美双方都应该为中美关系的发展展现出远见和勇气来共同努力推动中美关系重新回到稳定和健康发展的轨道所以我觉得这也是我们今天搞这样活动的一个意义吧。
When Pearl Harbor came and the Americans joined the Second World War, the Flying Tigers flew for 6 more months actually, and then they were incorporated into the American Army Air Force. For the next 3.5 years, American pilots, such as you'll see today, Harry Moyer flew the P-40, the famous airplane with the shark's mouth on the nose. Mel McMullen, who was an air gunner on the B-24 bombers, fought the Japanese across China, throughout Indochina, the South China Sea, and into Burma. So what we're doing here is celebrating the 80th anniversary of what is actually the shared American and Chinese cultural legacy of the Flying Tiger. It's the most important element between our two countries.
I was very pleased to know that this event was taking place because it's just a distant memory in this where we used to have 7,000 people at a national reunion. Now we have 2. So this is very important, I think, to keep in the history of the American Volunteer Group, which is the predecessor to the 14th Air Force under General Chennault. And at that time, we were very close friendship with the Chinese people. And I'm sure the people in China, as the people in America, still want to be friends.
从这个图片上，我也学习到了很多，了解了很多，在那个时候，这个 Flying Tiger 的这些英雄们，为中国的抗日战争贡献了做了很大的贡献。而且呢，我还记得那个时候，我在重庆，我父亲是这个国民政府的政治部长。那时候呢，他开了一个很大的 party， 在欢迎这个飞虎队的这些英雄们、这些飞行员一块儿聚会。所以我很记得那个时候，虽然我很小，可是我记得他们都是非常年轻、非常强壮，而且非常乐观，来帮助中国。当时呢，他也非常喜欢吃中国的菜，所以那次呢，我们大家都结成了很好的友谊。
飞虎队的故事也是，我们也是在中美人民之间在代代相传。 好，那么今年又是80周年的一个成立的一个纪念的活动，所以今年呢，那做这样的活动意义非凡。
And this is a celebration of the 80th founding of the Flying Tigers, which was such an important part between the Chinese people and America. And I was certainly happy to be a small part of that. I realized my time in China, it was just wonderful, so long ago. And here we are celebrating the foundation of that friendship between the Chinese people and the American people, founded by those first Americans that fought with the Chinese to overcome the War of Aggressions.
Honoring the 80th anniversary of our Flying Tigers, and we're so appreciative of all the things that we're doing in our communities to have engagement and also political affairs education and anything that we can do to support the community, to have more leaders know more about voter registrations, and also be inclusive in community engagement and political affairs. So if you're an Asian American and you're looking for resources for the political environment, we would love to have you a part of our organization of APAPA. It's the Asian Pacific Affairs Association for Political Affairs, and we have internship programs, and this is a wonderful event supporting the Flying Tigers 80th anniversary. We're so happy to be here to support you all.
Great event today. My father was in the Marines, so I always had military in my blood, even though I'm not part of the military. And it was an incredible event to learn a lot about the Flying Tigers and the history behind it in World War II and how important it was to both the U.S. and China in the relationship we have today.
We had a great event here today. This is commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Flying Tigers, cooperation between China and the United States in the war against Japan. And my big pitch today for everybody over there in China is the last known Flying Tigers airplane is at the bottom of the lake in Kunming, and the Sino-American Aviation Heritage Foundation is getting ready to recover that aircraft. And so watch for that on the news, and anybody that's interested in donating to that recovery can donate through the Sino-American Aviation Heritage Foundation. I'm their aviation coordinator, and I also collect airplanes, and so it's a big passion of mine. And that started out with a Flying Tigers patch when I was a child, and then it moved up to building models, of course, of all the airplanes that the Flying Tigers flew, and now I've got the real thing, so one-to-one models, so actual World War II fighters. So that's my little pitch for all of you there in China, and I think watch for it on the news, and it's going to be a great thing. We're going to restore that aircraft to its original flying condition, and then eventually it will end up in a museum in Kunming to commemorate the Flying Tigers.
当天中午，美中航空遗产基金会精心安排了致敬圣地亚哥飞行表演团队的5架飞机编队，来致敬飞虎队的飞行表演。飞虎队这段历史是中美两国2战中共同抵御敌人，用鲜血凝成的一段共同合作历史，同时也是宝贵的遗产，值得我们去纪念和传承。